in the show. And I'll tell you the story on this. First of all, the man who created this is in his mid-80s, has 2 replacement hips, 2 replacement knees, and his passion in life is gardening. Okay, I'm 61 years of age and bent down to show you a rug earlier in the show and couldn't get up without making noise. Okay? He created the most popular shovel that we have ever offered here at QVC, and it's called the Spearhead Shovel. We've sold hundreds of thousands of them. This is their new garden hoe. It's stainless steel on the business end. It's fiberglass for the handle, and the handle is nice and long. That handle is actually almost 60 inches. And because of its length, it's so easy to do all your work without bending over. And I want to show you the business end of it first. And I've got to turn this around. A good serious tool you should only buy one time. You shouldn't ever have to replace it. You can see the business end of this down at this point. That's going to make it very easy to dig quick holes. This end right here is an actual knife blade in stainless steel. Can you see how the edge has been honed to that almost razor sharpness? The same thing is true over on the other side. This side then becomes a rake. And these 2 hollow areas, when you turn it on its side, that's the fastest way to weed and dismiss. Dismiss is a gardening term that most people don't use, but regular hoes are just a steel blade. So they work like a snow plow. And you're moving a lot of material, which means you've got to move it back. With this, when you pull with those 2 holes, it severs the weed with the knife blade, filters the new now dead plant and the mulch through it, so it becomes much easier to move things around. If you have to move it around like a snowplow, you flip it over. It's the best tool I've ever seen for getting moss between the paver stones if you've got paver stones on your property. And the whole thing weighs in at 2 pounds and is just perfectly balanced. It is one of my favorite tools to work with. I love to garden, but I've got a bad back, ruptured disc. I'm not getting on my hands and knees to get dandelions out the way my dad did with the screwdriver. It's a better way to go. So take a look at the videotape. I told you when we started this presentation earlier in the program that I had about 450 of these to go around. Alan, now Alan, my producer, said we've got less than 300, about 275. It is the best weeding tool, bar none, that I've seen if you've got walkways and patios. Now in your yard, I'm going to recommend Grandpa's weeder, which we had a little earlier in the show. But a lot of people are doing a lot more hardscaping, a lot more patios, a lot more stonework, a lot of pavers. This is a great tool for that. And when you're getting into the mulch pits to be able to dig up weeds, we have these wild onions. Mary Beth, do you have that in your garden? Wild onions, the scallions?
Yeah.
And they grow like, well, they grow like weeds. I guess that's why anyway.
I used to eat them.
It's perfect for pulling those up. Alan, one last comment, what'd you say? Okay, there's about 250 that remain, and that's it. We are continuing our theme of outdoor patio and garden. Mary Beth is going to be coming up in just a bit.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Patio and garden.
Patio and garden.
And Barbara King.
And, oh, Barbara King, too.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you in a few days. I'll be back Sunday. Wait, that's not, today's Monday, not Friday. I'll be back Thursday. Mommy, help me. I'll see you later.
You'll be back someday.
Someday, yes.
Someday. I don't want to stand too close to you with that tool in your hands.
I'm very, very predictable. Be well.
Be well. Okay. Bye, Dan.
Thanks, Alex.
Well, we're going to continue with patio and garden. We're talking about some spring style, and we're going to get your place in style, whether it's indoors or outdoors. I'm Mary Beth Rowe. Welcome to QVC2. Let's take a look at a